To help your baby take nice long naps on their own, assuming that they're biologically ready to do so, I talked about this a while back. A lot of babies just don't organize and consolidate their naps until into the fifth and sometimes even the sixth month. So you can dabble and you can try. I would say that you can't force it along, but you can support longer, more organized naps. And the keys to doing that would be to make sure that your baby's wakeful window is ideal. So you want to make sure that they're tired enough to fall asleep, but not so tired that they crash, and then that results in them popping awake too soon, which gives us a short nap. So we need ideal wakeful windows. Also make sure that the environment is dark enough. Sometimes a room is not so bright that baby can't fall asleep, but it's bright enough that when they hit a little bump in their sleep cycles and they kind of check around to see what's up, the level of light reminds them that there's a big world going on out there and why are they not part of it. So you want the room to be dark enough that when you close it all up, it would be too dark for you to read the words on a page. Beyond that, you probably want to look at the what your baby relies on to get to sleep at the beginning of the nap. If you're present, if you're helping, if it's by way of rocking, bouncing, feeding, all those great things that we do, those things are not wrong or bad in and of themselves. But babies love patterns, and there are lots of bumps in the sleep of a baby 4 months and older. And I say bumps, but technically I mean partial arousals. It's the spot that we hit between sleep cycles where we wake up a little bit and we can either go back to sleep and do a longer stretch, or we can pop all the way awake. So you want to think about what's the last thing that your baby remembers when he or she falls asleep, whether it was being in your arms, on the bottle, on the breast, and then compare that to the scenario that they pop awake in at whatever spot they're popping awake. And typically that's after 20 or 30 or 45 minutes. Sometimes it's like clockwork, like 29 minutes. Your baby has probably a certain spot that you're aware of. And when you compare those two things, your goal is to really say, hey, if he's falling asleep in my arms and then waking up alone in the crib, obviously that is a sharp contrast and that probably is contributing. So what are some ways that we can try to make those scenarios more similar, which would look like, of course, working on putting baby down more awake, more aware, and in the same space that they're going to pop awake in later. We don't often think of it like this, but imagine that you fell asleep in your bed with your partner as per usual at bedtime or nap time. Not that you really nap, maybe you do. And then, 20 minutes later, 2 hours later, you woke up alone on the kitchen floor. And I don't say that to be funny, but just to kind of put you in your baby's state of mind, like, hey, the last thing I remembered I was with you, or I had this, and now it's gone and it's totally different. And that's a little bit alarming or unnerving or annoying, however your baby perceives that. So you can probably find the answer to your short naps either in your baby's biology or the environment that they're napping in or the crutches that they're relying on to get to sleep. And I hope that helps.